So if you had sleepless nights thinking about what Conor McGregor said to Nate Diaz after that phenomenal fight, then I'm here to clear things up for you. I'm here to put you to bed. Are you ready to go beddy buys, Jason? Because I'm going to put them all to bed.
Could I take a guess first?
I really do want to hear your guess. Sorry, hit me.
My guess? Soylent Green is people.
What the fuck?
Deep movie reference.
Far too deep. How deep are we going here?
If Bart was here, he'd have it. Yeah, Bart knows it. I knew he would.
What is it? What movie?
Soylent Green. It's a real movie.
Oh, it's a movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
What
So
did he actually
I'm going to
say?
go out on a limb and say that that's not it. But you're close.
Prove me otherwise.
Yes. So according to reports, this is what Conor McGregor had to say after the fight. And of course, I'm going to read it in my very bad, which should be pretty good Irish accent, considering I am from across that side of the pond. But this is what he said. He said, great fight, brother. Great fucking fight. You're a Mexican warrior. You're a little Mexican warrior, brother. Didn't laugh at the end of it, but that's usually what he said. So to translate, if that was that?
To translate, I think you
said
it.
Great fight, brother.
That was pretty
Great
good.
effing fight. You're a Mexican warrior. You're a little Mexican warrior, brother. So, does this confirm, Jason, the myth that these pre-match feuds that go on, the throwing the water bottles, all that stuff, is just for hype, and that they actually don't really despise each other? It's just to kind of play into the show and showcase that in the end, they're professionals and they're there to put on a show.
It's all a show. What it proves is that after you go through a 5-round battle with anybody in an octagon, same for a boxing ring, at any time you go the distance in a fight and the crowd is on their feet and you have literally beaten each other to a bloody pulp, you have respect for each other because you literally beat each other to a bloody pulp. Anytime I've gotten into a fight with a friend in my entire life, whether I didn't like them beforehand or liked them beforehand, afterwards, when we beat the living crap out of each other, which I used to do in college, we'd go get a beer and everything was fine. That's how men settle their differences. In some instances. I don't think Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor necessarily like each other. I don't see them going to a club in Ireland, kicking back, being, oh, this is my friend Nate. My friend Conor, no, I don't think it's like that. I think that after you beat the crap out of each other for enough time, you have a respect for each other because they both stood up and took beatings. I mean, could you imagine how boring of a press conference it would be if we'd be like,
I'm not keeping that part in this.
I'm really, really excited to talk to, to get in the octagon with Conor. I have the most respect for Conor. Honestly, we sat down over some Guinness and talking about Irish football.
Yes! Gaelic football.
Gaelic football. Boom! What a recovery.
But the thing is, I do believe that they don't like each other up to the fight, because when you can play against someone no matter what sport and you immediately dislike them because that's your competitor, that's who you're trying to beat, that's your opposition. Conor McGregor, out of all of the fighters we've seen throughout the fighting world, is as good with his words as he is with his actions. So he uses that as a means to break down the mindset of his opponent. Nate Diaz isn't the best with words, but when he was called upon, he had some pretty harsh words to throw at McGregor as well. He's like, I remember the one comment I thought was the best, was so subtle. He's like, are you ever going to let go of that belt? Every time I see you've got that belt around you. McGregor, for a second, I think, put it down. Went, yeah, it's my belt. Like, he was kind of startled a little bit. And it is part of what makes this sport so appealing to a lot of fans out there, is the fact is that you get two warriors directly competing against each other, a war of words, and then when they go in and it lives up to the hype, then they can both be like, all right, for this chapter, that's it, closed, great fight. And it was a great fight. They both had to pay tribute to each other. And McGregor, that carried on, it wasn't just in the octagon. In his post-match press conference, as we talked with Robin, he was in awe of how much beating that man could take, like consistently getting hit and coming back up. And they both had that level of respect. And I think when it comes down to round 3, it's going to be the exact same. There's going to be water bottles thrown. There's going to be abuse back and forth, and it's all going to play into the third round of this spectacle.
Bottles. I want to tag 2 quick things to the end of this clip. For one, UFC on Fox 21. Actually, a really great card. I had a great time watching it. Showtime Pettis dropped down to 155. I'm correct on that one. I think I am.
Back to winning ways.
And he got back to his winning ways with a guillotine choke in the 3rd round. And I thought that was great. I just can't believe that Anthony Pettis, like his, not necessarily fall from grace, but like that 3-fight losing streak, to see some signs of Showtime once again. I thought for a long time Showtime Pettis was going to be a long-time champion of the UFC. So I hope he can kind of regain momentum in a lower weight division, less weight division class. And then 2, Carlos Condit might be retiring. because he hinted at it before, and then he fought Damian I can never pronounce this one, Maia, and lost by submission. It was a submission specialist versus like one of the best strikers and fan favorites in Carlos Condit. And I'm really kind of bummed about it because Condit's is another type of brawler like Nate Diaz who can take a lot of fucking shots. So I hope he doesn't retire. If he does see this clip, don't retire. Get back into the ring and fight the Robbie Lawlers of the world and put on awesome, awesome shows for us. That's about all. I just wanted to add that.
And if you wanted to see our brief recap of
PVZ.
Paige Van Zandt and her really emphatic knockout at UFC on Fox, make sure to check out that clip. It was up recently on our channel, so check back all of our MMA, UFC coverage, really diving deep into the sport. It's not as recent. We've always been fans, and we've just kind of focused in on it a lot more so recently because you guys keep coming back for the clips. So hit us in the comment section below on Twitter, JasonRubin91, Francis_Maxwell on Instagram. I'm Francis Maxwell hosting Jason Rubin91 over there on TYT Sports on it all. We'll catch you guys soon.